So I know no one asked for this video. I know it. No one asked for this video. But I decided, why not teach you guys how to make some ramen? So first, it's pretty much the exact same thing for both types of ramen, but I'm gonna do the instant lunch one, I think it's called. Yeah. It's called Martin Instant Lunch. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't remember. But if you have this type, go ahead. It doesn't matter what flavor it is. So you get it. You take the cup out too. So you want to get a cup out. Throw away the container. Well, the little cardboard stripping. Then you want to go inside of one of your drawers and you want to find a pot. No, not just any pot. A pot that that can hold at least 2 cups of water. So what you would do is you take this pot and you put it onto the stove. Then you take your measuring cup. You take it and then you go over to your sink and you'd pour it till it's exactly 2 cups. If you don't have a 2-cup one and you only have a 1 cup, then fill it up to one once, pour it in the pot, fill it up second time, and then pour it into the pot. Then what you want to do is, so I have a actually the stove doesn't say what brand it is, but I have an electric stove, so stoves might be different for each. But you would turn it, however you do, onto high for whatever one it is, and don't have both burners on. Just have one burner and make it be the small burner. So turn it on to high, and then the way you could tell that your water is boiling is that there's going to be like a ring around here. Now, right now the stove isn't on, but there's going to be a ring of bubbles that start appearing. When those bubbles start reaching the top of the water and start popping, that's when you know your water is boiling. So then you take your pot and halfway open this. So make sure that you open it just halfway. Not completely, halfway. And then there's going to be a little line inside about here. You want to fill the water until it hits that line. It's like a little crease. When you hit that line, just close it again. Make sure it's somewhat closed. It doesn't have to be perfectly sealed, like airtight. But then you want to go over to whatever the nearest timer or something and set it to 3 minutes. After you set it to 3 minutes, just leave it there. You can do something in the meantime, like use the bathroom maybe if you need to go. Or let your dog out or do something. And then once that 3 minutes is done, you can take the lid completely off, stir it. I recommend using a metal spoon that's at least a handle that's about that long. I don't know, I'd say that's about 3 inches. Otherwise, you're going to probably burn your hand. And you'll notice that the water is a little bit below the crease. And that is exactly what is supposed to happen because of evaporation. So after you do that, you stir it with that. Put whatever you want inside of it. You can stir it again. And then either you can A, pour it into a bowl, or B, you can just take it, put it over here, wherever your table is, and then enjoy it. And when you're done, I sometimes make the mistake of putting it right by the sink. It's styrofoam cup. It's not an actual cup. So you would dump it in the trash can. And so you don't need a thermometer to be able to tell it's boiling. Now, it's not until you see the bubbles, it's until you see the bubbles rise to the top of the water, and when they're in that little circle-like thing, and there's a lot of steam coming out, but if you can kind of like do this above the thing, like don't put your hand too far inside of the pot, because then you'll burn your hand. But you could kind of just do this right above the pot and flap all the steam out. And if you see those ring of bubbles, I'd say it's about 2 inches in diameter. if you see those bubbles and they get really big and they actually rise up to the top before popping, that's when you know your water is boiling. And if you're a kid, I would mainly suggest asking for an adult or guardian to fill up the water from that into that. Because it could easily, if you don't have a pot with a pointed tip like a measuring cup usually has, it will seep down the side like this and might ruin whatever's there. So make sure you have a parent next to you. Now, right now, my parents are in the bathroom, so I can't make it. As soon as they get out, I will. And that's how to make ramen. Really easy. It should only take about, I'd say, probably 5 minutes for the water to boil. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!